Google just admitted it censored content under pressure from the Biden administration during COVID, even when some posts didn't break its own rules. Now, YouTube says it will allow banned accounts to come back if they apply. The big question is this truly a step toward free speech or just big tech trying to clean up its image?
Oh, shock me. I'm so surprised this occurred. Oh, man. I can't even believe that Biden would try to argue with Google to make sure that they didn't post, terrible controversial videos up about not wearing a mask. Because, by the way, that's a lot of this has to do with that. A lot of this had to do with the COVID-19 vaccine propaganda, both directions, and wearing a mask or not wearing a mask or all this other stuff. That it would appear that the Biden administration was infatuated with. And by the way,
Yes.
I mean, we've talked about this before. I don't know why, but I don't know why a red MAGA hat represents somebody on the right and a mask represents somebody on the left. Like, since when does the left own the COVID vaccine slash the COVID I'll give you an example. If I'm going to a grocery store and I walk in and I see somebody wearing a mask, if I was at Vegas, I will bet you 95% chance that that person is liberal.
I would go with that too.
So that's what my point is that
I'll take it a step further. Not only they are a liberal, they aren't sick, they're not concerned about sick, and it's just all a signal. It's virtue signaling,
which is exactly like wearing a red MAGA hat. It's the same thing. So which it's exactly the same thing. So this YouTube thing has a lot to do with the disinformation. And by the way, okay, I'll give you the libertarian perspective on this. Personally, I think that we can choose as citizens for ourselves whether or not we want to choose to follow something, believe in something, or leave it in our lap to go out and do research into any kind of topic. So if there's going to be a video on YouTube telling me that if I don't wear a mask, I'm going to drop dead, or there's a video on YouTube telling me that if I wear a mask, I'm going to be saved, or whatever side you're talking about, fine. I'm okay with all of that. This is a true libertarian perspective, but like, put it out there. To go back to what you were talking about earlier, freedom of speech. Well, I mean, you say it. Who gives a shit? So the point of this whole thing was that Biden administration did not feel secure enough in, I guess, freedom of choice, or secure enough in, they talk a lot about. They don't use the word censoring. I'm going to use the word censoring, but they talk a lot about making sure that there's not a bunch of shit on social media that's going to be harmful to the Americans. Okay, I mean, I'd call that censorship, but myself, but and that had a lot to do with this. So I think the Trump administration, and by the way, they are not clean on this either. In this particular case, is pushing their connection with Google and saying, hey, look, Biden did this. We want all this shit repealed. This is bullshit. Particularly, I think, from Trump's perspective, is that the skew was towards the liberal side, meaning that most of the videos and things that were banned had to do with the right and having to basically challenging the mask wearing, the vaccines, the various other things. That's a lot of that has to do with this.
Mike, I don't even understand why they had to make that announcement. It was very clear. Do you remember there was a time that you would not get your YouTube video would get rejected if it had the word COVID-19 one time in it?
So here's a plug. Here's a plug for myself. If you go to my YouTube channel out there right now, go to Drive the Globe. There's a video that I put out from Delaware in the United States in 2020, I guess, or 2021. and it was like COVID. And the title of it was, I had gotten COVID at the time. This was before the vaccine came out, and I had said, well, guess what? That video got banned and taken down for about 6 months. It is still, to this day, has been demonetized, so I can't make any money off of that video. And in fact, my what do you call it? My thumbnail had the what's the the poison symbol on it, kind of like an X or
Oh,
whatever.
the
So
biohazard.
yeah, the biohazard, exactly. That's what I'm looking for, biohazard. So look that up. Go to my YouTube page. You can see that. So I'm living proof that is a true statement, Phil. And all I was talking about in this video was the fact that I got COVID. I wasn't, this was so early in the whole pandemic. I wasn't voicing my opinion on a vaccine because it wasn't even out yet. I wasn't voicing my opinion on masks or no masks or anything. I was just simply stating I got COVID. So
And
yeah.
there are things where both sides only have an opinion. There's no facts yet on it. And
Mhm.
what YouTube was doing was if you had like a right-leaning opinion, they would have like a little box and they would
Yes.
explain away everything
Yes.
that you said, even
Yes.
though theirs
Yep.
was an opinion also.
Yep. And I
That
got
was
that.
crazy.
I got that little. There was a box. So when my video did come back, it had a box on the bottom that said, "This potentially is misinformation. This the creator of this is voicing their own opinion." But I was like, "Well, it's not my opinion. I had COVID. I went and got tested. It's a fact." So
But it's their opinion too.
it's their opinion too. And the difference is that. For a while, I think that social media was consumed and taken over more from the left side than the right side. And I think, and that's just a fact. And then today, I'm going to argue at this point, it's going the other direction. As the pendulum swings, and we see this happen with everything in politics, I think it's swinging the opposite way. And I don't think that's a good thing either, by the way.
Right.
It's swinging more towards the right side. And now suddenly the right, ironically, has shifted roles in some cases. And the right is like the ones doing the censoring and
Mhm.
changing the stuff just with the opposite opinion. Well, that's no better. That's the same bullshit.
Well, you just hit it on the head right there, Mike. Each side, when one is in office, they always do whatever you do in office, and the one who's out of office does whatever you always do when you're out of office, which
Yep.
is bitch.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Mike, we've had another tragic shooting this week. This time at an ICE facility in Dallas. A rooftop gunman opened fire, killing one detainee and critically injuring two others before taking his own life. Authorities say he left behind ammunition marked anti-ICE, pointing to political motives. It's part of a troubling rise in targeted attacks on ICE officers and other U.S. institutions. So, my question, Mike, is, do you now see a connection between all these shootings, or are they just random shooters?